Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your great support always. I'm so grateful for your continued support to this channel. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what is this scheme that William Ruto is having behind the IEBC? Because as we speak, since when this issue of IEBC imeongelelewa, and still we don't have IEBC. On the same note, we are having different by-elections that should be conducted. What is happening with IEBC? Now, there are several details that are now emerging behind this William Ruto's scheme to ensure that IEBC is not going to be there until 2027, where we are going to have general election. And so their scheme is well planned, is executed with the result at the same time. William Ruto is having an agenda of being the president again 2027. And so, for us not to have IEBC, these are among things that William Ruto is trying to plan behind the scenes so that come 2027, it is the IEBC that is going to favor him. You like it or you don't like it. So William Ruto ndiye anaenda kwa wakusema, na hawa ambao watachukua IEBC ni wale ambao watakuwa wanamfavor. And that is why, when look at even how the Speaker of the National Assembly behaved during the Diwali celebration, where he came out telling William Ruto that if William Ruto will ask him to make the Diwali be the national holiday, he will just go to the National Assembly and pose the question. The question is, does it mean that we are having William Ruto who is controlling everything? And so now, when look at Moses Wetangula saying that, then it will not be operation of members of parliament approving this. It will be now William Ruto who will be, of course, deciding on whatever is happening in the National Assembly. So I think William Ruto is having several schemes behind the scene that is going to ensure that either there is no election 2027, or if there is election 2027, then it is IEBC that will be favoring him. I want you to listen to this video. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, as you always do, ensure you like the video. When you like the video, you automatically support the work that I'm doing this channel. Because sometimes you watch the video and you forget liking the video. So it is just a reminder. Watch and you like. Let us listen to this video.
So guys, make this make sense. How is it that Moses Wetangula, in this Diwali event that he attends with President Ruto, says this?
Your Excellency, if you decide to give them a holiday and it comes to Parliament, I'll put the question very quickly.
So now tell me why Moses Wetangula cannot come up with a selection panel that will be responsible in coming up with the IEBC commissioners. So we've been waiting for almost 2 years. And something that he said that actually struck me was the fact that he said that he's waiting on the president so that if at all the Indian brothers and sisters want Diwali to be recognized as a public holiday, he will front it very quickly before the floor of the House.
Excellency, if you decide to give them a holiday and it comes to Parliament, I'll put the question very quickly.
Now, that begs the question, why is, if the Parliament is actually independent, why is the Speaker of the National Assembly consistently saying that he's waiting for the president, then he will act? I thought all these things are supposed to be very independent. So I assume that the Parliament is supposed to be so independent from the executive. And the executive is also very independent from the judiciary, right? But why is it that when it comes to the formation of the IEBC panel, no one is actioning and no one is in a hurry to form it? But when it comes to a national holiday, Moses Wetangula is very ready to actually make the parliamentarians come up and form this whole system.
Opposition leaders are demanding the swift gazettement of the selection panel to pave way for the reconstitution of the electoral body.
Moses Wetangula has been sitting with these names and has not forwarded to the president. Why is it taking so much time before it's moved to the president? Because if it is not gazetted, there is no way this select committee is going to start work on the commissioners. Wakenya, tunaendelea tu kuchukuliwa kama mafala. I'm telling you the truth. If you didn't get what that meant when he said that, the moment he just said that I'm waiting on you, the president, and I will put it on the floor of the house immediately, meaning only when the president says something, it's when he rallies all these members of parliament to come to the floor of the house and pass what the president says. So if today the president says Diwali should be a national holiday in Kenya, tomorrow all members of parliament will come from their constituencies all the way to the parliament and make sure that it is passed. But the fact that the president has not okayed the IEBC, there is no way Moses Wetangula is going to table it. And he's going to hold us ransom as Kenyans. And he's going to make sure that all these Kenyans that are waiting for their members of parliament who passed, and may their soul rest in peace, all these members of parliament who we are waiting for their by-election, we will keep on waiting until the moment that the president says so.
They accused Speaker Moses Masika Wetangula and National Assembly Clerk Samuel Njoroge of frustrating efforts towards the realization of a properly formed electoral body.
This just shows that the Speaker of the National Assembly is not independent. He's waiting on the president before he actions, and therefore it means that even the IEBC panel is being delayed by the president. And that, to me, I feel like the way we are being held hostage by these two institutions, the parliament and the executive, is something that is very worrying in our country. In this time and age that Kenyans are waiting, there are people who are actually waiting to elect their members of parliament. They've not been represented for almost a year. And no one is actually pushing this as an urgent agenda to the Kenyan community, to the Kenyan citizens. Guys, if you don't listen, if you don't hear what these people are saying, we will not wake up. Let's wake up and realize that we are being held hostage by these two institutions. These two people are actually controlling the way things are running in our country. And having in mind that Moses Wetangula holds 30%. 30% of what is supposed to go into development goes into this person's docket.
So when you keenly listen to that guy talking about this issue of IEBC, I believe there's something very secretive that William Ruto understands very well about this IEBC. Remember, when the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition squeezed William Ruto into a tight corner, and he was told some of the priorities was the IEBC commissioners to be refilled. But as we speak, no one is speaking about it, despite of what we are being told. There is the panel that has already been selected. But the question is, what is wrong with the IEBC being reconstituted faster so that we can have by-elections being conducted, boundaries being reviewed? Because I don't think if we don't have IEBC, what if something will happen that needs IEBC to verify? And that is why impeachment Rigathi Gachagua imekuwa na confusion. Was it the IEBC to verify Kindiki Kithure or not? And if they were to verify Kindiki Kithure, they are coming out to give us lame excuse that that office of deputy president cannot be vacant. We know that. But again, when you were impeaching Rigathi Gachagua, you knew you don't have IEBC. What went wrong? So I think William Ruto is just having lame excuse and is a man behind this scheme of not even having election 2027 so that he can continue. And that is why you can see Akina Cherargei going to extend term limit to 7 years so that we cannot have elections 2027. And of course, if we are going to have elections 2027, one thing that I'm sure of, William Ruto will ensure that those candidates are going to favor him, including the chairperson of IEBC. That is what they will do. I know someone might not understand, but you will feel one day and understand what I'm saying. Because the truth of the matter is, in politics, you don't see a man is just a president, anajishughulika na maneno mengine ya kufanya, lakini anajipanga hata kuwa re-elected 2027. And that is why he's busy saying that I'm busy making broad-based government, but in the name of 2027 politics. So for me, I think the man is right. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, thank you so much because of your great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Bye-bye till we meet in another video.